You know, how are you supposed to grow Halo Studios by laying off half the studios, half the employees, and then the other half are contract workers, and then the leadership has changed over so many times you don't even know who your leadership person, you don't even know who the leader of the studio is. You know, there's 3 people ahead of it's 3 studio heads. How do you have 3 studio heads? No, that's not how that works. You have one studio head. You get one. Reminds me of that skit, that scene in New Girl. I've been rewatching New Girl because I've needed to laugh for a while. And there's a scene where one of the characters is dating 2 girls, and the other character is like, "You only get one wife. That's how the world works." And then the other guy's like, "But why?" And the other guy's like, "I don't know." But it just reminded me of that. But like, you can't run a studio with 3 studio heads, man. Like, you can do 2. Naughty Dog does 2, right? They have 2. You have the creative and you have the financial guy. Disney did that for a long time too, right? With Walton Roy, and then with Michael Eisner and what's his face? Like, Disney is known to do that.
Who just left Disney?
Bob Iger left.
And someone took over his spot.
Josh DeMario. He was the head of Disney parks before this. Okay. Yeah, and their chief financial officer just left. She was there for like 40 something years, and she left. I haven't been keeping up on a lot of that though. I've just been,
because I don't know people. I don't know if that's people been happy that Iger left, but he's been talking. He's been vocal for some reason.
I think people liked Bob Iger for a while because he made a lot of smart decisions. He made a lot of strange decisions, but he made a lot of smart decisions for the company. But they tried to replace him with Bob Chapek, and he was just an idiot. He was, oh my gosh, he was the worst thing, to the point where like they're like, "Bob Iger, please come back," and he came back to run the company again after he left already once. But he ran ABC for a long time. But like, he ran ABC, and then when Disney bought ABC, he ended up taking a leadership role and then became the CEO. So, well, yeah.
We'll see what happens in the future for Microsoft. Like I said, at this time, that there has been no decision made about these studios. I think once the news happen, once things get reported, because in reality, Corey, I'm like, is it time to let these studios go when we're about to get into the fall season and the holiday season? And like, what happens to Microsoft as a whole? Not Microsoft as a whole. Sorry, Xbox as a whole. When will we get back into a positive conversation to have instead of a concerning one? Not so much bad, but just a concerning one. When do you think that we'll get back into a positive conversation about them?
Man, I guess
I feel like that's a hard one.
I guess it all depends on, like, I don't know. I mean, I still feel like there's some pretty positive stuff happening at Microsoft. I just feel like they've stepped on so many rakes over the last decade and a half that, like, you know, the holes in their face from the rake edges is like covering the good stuff with all this Xbox blood. Like, you can't see through it, you know. Like, but like, Gears E-Day looks genuinely very good, you know.
It looks really, really good. Yes,
Gears E-Day looks good.